Hey everyone, I'm Megan from Able, coming to you from the show floor of NAB 2017, and I'm here with Mike Wagner from ARRI, and we're checking out the latest firmware update that was just announced for the SkyPanel line, Firmware 3.0. Now, Mike, I know it has a lot of new features.
Right.
It has up to 10 new features. Why don't you take us through some of the hits here?
Yeah, so we've got 10 amazing new features in here. The big one is lighting effects. So now we have pre-programmed lighting effects in the SkyPanel that you could call up and have really a professional lighting effect without the need for a console or programming. So we have 12 of them programmed in here. I'll just go through them real quick. We have a candle effect, clouds passing, club lights, color chase, cop car, fire, fireworks, light strobe, lightning, paparazzi, pulsing, and television. So I could show you a couple of those. Usually one of the crowd favorites is cop car. So I could go into cop car and you could see the effect on the back wall there. And the interesting thing is that there's two light engines in the SkyPanel. We're using both of these light engines to create this effect. So one side is flashing blue in this case, one side is flashing red in this case. And I could change the color combination. So I could just have blue for a European police car, or red and blue, blue and white, red, blue, and white, and then I could change the flash pattern as well. So the flash pattern, I could do a single per light engine, single flash, or a double, or a quint, which is 5, or quad. So you have a lot of flexibility. Another one is lightning. So it's a lightning effect. It's got a bright flash of light followed by a few smaller, and so you can see someone else is doing a cop car over there. And the cool thing about the lightning, I could trigger the lightning effect. So if I click the encoder, I could pause it, and if I click the encoder again, I could trigger the lightning effect. So if you have a lightning effect that you want to trigger on a certain point in the movie, you could do that very easily, and you could change the frequency and the speed and all these different effects.
That's a lot of control for each of those effects. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So, you could see just in a matter of minutes, I could have a very, very professional effect programmed into the SkyPanel. I could save it as a preset, so I could call it back later. So it's really great. So those are some of the lighting effects. The other ones are really interesting too. But one of the other features that we have is what we call source matching. So it's a new mode for selecting color in the SkyPanel, where we've actually measured 46 real-world light sources around us and programmed those light sources into the SkyPanel. So if you're on a location, and say you're on the street corner and you've got a sodium vapor light, you could just click into the list and scroll down and select high pressure sodium vapor, and now I've got that exact color to match that source. So we're taking real spectrum readings of it and programming them here. So we have 46 of them. We have 4 different categories. So we have incandescent sources like tungsten and halogen. We have discharge sources like HMI, high pressure sodium vapor, metal halide, carbon arc, and we have a category called other, which has things like electroluminescence, road flare, traffic lights, all those different kinds of colors, and you just pull them up, and it makes it really quick and easy to find the color that you're looking for.
I was just going to say, it's great that you can now match the environment that you're in without having to do an additional control.
Exactly, and that's a big, a lot of times if you're in a location, you could still find that with the SkyPanel like you did before, but you'd have to dial through the colors and kind of find it. But now if you're in an office setting and you want to mimic a fluorescent light, you just go to the fluorescent light section, you have cool white, warm white, and you have all of these pre-programmed in. And in fact, we've even, to mimic the things like fluorescent a little bit better, we've actually decreased the CRI of some of these light sources to match these light sources that we have in the world around us. So it's a really true match to them.
Nice, and tell me a couple other features.
So one of the other major features is a new mode called high speed mode. So in high speed mode, you can run the fixture at 100%, and you could basically shoot at any frame rate and any shutter angle without a problem. We've tested it up to 25,000 frames per second and down to 2-degree shutter angle, and the image is rock solid. So it makes for, if you're shooting at high frame rates, put the SkyPanel on high speed mode and you won't have any issues. So those are the 3 major ones. We've got a bunch of little ones like RGBW on board, where you could control the RGBW values on the control panel instead of through DMX. We have an RGBW calibrated mode. We have some new menu settings that make it really easy for navigation. We have a SACN implementation into the fixture. So we had ArtNet before in 2.0, and 3.0 we have SACN, which is a communication protocol over Ethernet. We have what we call a SkyPanel web server. This is a really neat one, where each SkyPanel, if you connect it to a network, we have an Ethernet port here, so you can connect it to a network, and then it generates, the SkyPanel will have its own IP address. If you go to a web browser and enter that IP address in the web browser, the SkyPanel generates a website. And in this website, you could do everything from firmware updates to changing all of the settings of the SkyPanel, whether it be the fan mode or the low-end mode, maybe you want to turn that on, or the high-speed mode that I mentioned before. But you could also trigger some of the effects as well. So if you want to turn on the fire effect, or if you want to turn on the paparazzi effect, you could do this from the web browser really quickly.
And that way you could do it at a moment in the shot that you want it to happen, right?
Right, exactly. So we really did that because there's a lot of people not still adopting RDM, which is a way to have two-way communication between the light. So we wanted to give another way to kind of change all of the settings, and that's the way that we came up with.
And this firmware, I know, is free for users and easy to upload themselves.
That's right. So it's a free update. You could download it from our website. You get it from www.arri.com/SkyPanelEffects. You could download the file. Basically, all you have to do is put the file on a USB stick. It has to be formatted to the FAT32, which is the Windows format. So just put that on the USB stick, pop it into the USB port on the SkyPanel, and the SkyPanel will look for the file automatically. It will prompt you, do you want to do the update? You click the encoder yes, and 5 minutes later, you have all of these great features on the SkyPanel.
I love that you're really, lengthening the life of all these lights too that everyone already loves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we wanted to kind of bring it to the next level where you could have, we've always been able to select color, but now with the lighting effects too, it kind of brings us to this another level of application use. You can imagine if you're on, on the street and you want to generate a cop car effect, before you'd have to get a console and wires and all these different things, and it would take a long time. You just plop down a SkyPanel now, turn on the cop car effect, and you have a really nice effect. So yeah, it's really kind of opening it to become used for a lot of different applications.
Really versatile from one source,
Absolutely.
right? Which is cool. I know you also have a new ballast for your HMI series. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
That's right. We have a new ballast called the EB18 Max, and we've got basically it's a ballast with a ton of features packed into it. We've got DMX on it. We've got auto scan. So this will work for a lot of the different lamp heads that we have in the lower wattages from the M18 downwards. And it's a great ballast. We really wanted to make one ballast that had everything that you could need to control the light with in that ballast. So you could change frequencies, not only on board, but also through DMX. And it's a really reliable, high-speed ballast.
Do you know availability on that one?
That'll be later this summer. We'll have it available, yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining me, and thanks everyone for watching.